Could you briefly introduce yourself and share what brought you to work at the crossroads of CBRN, cybersecurity, or critical infrastructure protection?
Yeah, my name is David Fox. I'm CEO of a business called Geospatial Insight in the Netherlands. And essentially, we've been working with ISTC for a little while now, bringing geospatial data and satellite data to bear on a range of different projects, looking at identifying, classifying, and predicting risk events that could impact different CBRN facilities, for example. So essentially looking at bringing together spatial data and how we can use that in the context of supporting more resilient structures in the future.
In your view, why is your field, whether CBRN, cybersecurity, or critical infrastructure protection, so crucial today for regional stability and global security?
I think the world seems to be a dangerous place at the moment. There's lots of risks out there, driven both by political differences, but also by the climate. So as climate changes, that puts more stress on the environment. That means that for example, natural events are both more frequent, like floods, and more severe. So that again, if you've got critical infrastructure, is putting more and more risk against that infrastructure. When you interact that with quite a challenging political environment, those two things can become linked. So basically what is maybe a natural risk can be accelerated by bad actors and happen more frequently or perhaps in a more unexpected way. And that can then really lead to more risk and more stress against critical assets.
Looking ahead, what emerging risks or opportunities do you believe will most profoundly transform your field in the coming years?
I think the key thing is, I've been working in this field a long time. Now the technology is such that there are so many more satellites in orbit. There are now literally hundreds and hundreds of satellites in orbit collecting data of the Earth every day. More important than that, they're actually also collecting different types of data, so we can now use that to get different insights. So we can, for example, use hyperspectral imagery to look for particular materials on the Earth's surface, classify those materials, either potential assets, but also potential contaminants, potential pollutants, so we can identify those things more readily. I think also AI is enormous. There's an enormous opportunity in this area because we already use AI to automate the whole process, to automate that extraction. The key thing here is taking data and turning that into meaningful information. And AI can be used to accelerate that. So I think this combination of this explosion of satellite data, this diversity of satellite data, and the ability to use AI to get meaning from it and deliver information that's actually useful to people and can help them protect assets better, I think is really important.
How do initiatives like the EU CBRN Centre of Excellence Project 101 help strengthen cooperation and capabilities in your field?
I think the key thing is you work with people who are in the field, who have a vested interest in making these things work and also know what works and what doesn't work. So to me, the whole thing that is key, and where P101 is such a great project, is that you're working with people who are looking for new solutions, looking for new information. And I think the ability to then understand what they really want, rather than maybe coming from a technology aspect, thinking, oh, that must be great. No, that's not right. It's got to be what information they want and how can they apply it in their everyday work to improve the security of CBRN assets. So to me, that's the massive benefit of a project like this.
You have a unique perspective shaped by years of experience. What would you like to tell young people who aspire to work in science, technology, and security, and who will inherit both the risks and the opportunities you are facing today?
Yeah, I think, well, first of all, I think this is a very important field. I think for the security of the world, essentially, this is a field that needs expertise and needs people to focus on it. But I think the other thing, as I mentioned before, the kind of growth of and availability of these new technologies, it's a really exciting area to work in. Like I said, I've been working in this area for 30-something years, and never before has the ability to make a difference been so real. So I think there's a real opportunity for younger people to learn the technologies, apply the technologies, and see real benefit from what they do. So I think it's a great career to be working in.